This episode contains some graphic discussions of decay, as it's a song about zombies and skeletons. Listen at your own discretion. It is Saturday, the 26th of October, 2024. My name is Pigeon, and this is my song of the day. So here we are, we've listened to all of Broken Bride, and now we're talking about two more Ludo songs to round out the week. And this whole thing started because I wanted to talk about Ludo for Halloween, because they're known for their horror-themed theatrical songs. They actually do a performance often on Halloween. I don't know if it's every Halloween, I don't know much about it frankly, but they do this thing called Hey Ludoween, or Halludoween I guess, where they do like these Halloween concerts. They've also released some songs on Halloween occasionally. But this song that we're talking about today is like the standout, I think. I mean, people talk about the horror of our love, and I might talk about it at some point, but that's using horror as a sort of a metaphor in a way, whereas this one's more literal. This song is called Skeletons on Parade, and it is exactly that. It's a song about the undead. In a lot of ways, it reminds me of Save Our City from Broken Bride, but it's also very different, especially tonally. So I don't think we need to give it too much of an intro. You already know who Ludo are. We'll just go listen to it now and then come back in a few minutes and talk about it. Fittingly for this song, I suppose. It's very stormy outside, so if you hear any wind and stuff, that's why. So that's Skeletons on Parade by Ludo. You can, I think, understand why I think of that as a very Halloween-y song. I say it all the time. In fact, I said it several times during Broken Bride, but I love when a song has like different distinct sections. And this song, in a lot of ways, is kind of similar to Lamb and the Dragon, where it has like the slower, quieter sections and it has the louder sections, and they're either really jarring or they blend in together really well, but it all flows together as a really cool song. I love how it starts with a slow, creepy song, and then it turns into a smooth, kind of loungy jazz song, and then becomes like a theatrical musical number sort of song, and then it becomes like a rock/metal song for the rest of the song. It's great. I love it. So let's go through it, shall we? It starts a cappella with, "Behind a curtain of towering pines, the sun settling red, a city hidden high in the hills comes out to honor the dead. Families somberly walk through the town, they build altars and pray, clean the tombs and clutch rosaries and speak of better days. From the edge of the island, they ferry back to the shore, they climb under their covers and pray a little more. In this ancient city of stones, they sigh and bow their heads. The living seem rather, well, dead." So again, I love how it starts with a slow, creepy thing. There's no music, then you've got like the string kind of vibrating on the thing there, and then when it comes into the "from the edge of the island," you get like the backing vocals going like ooh, ah. Just all very spooky. Like it sounds like someone, like people sitting around a campfire telling spooky stories to each other, you know? And I love, I mean, just all the imagery here is just classic sort of horror stuff. A curtain of towering pines. I love Twin Peaks. The sun settling red, city hidden high in the hills comes out to honor the dead. So it's this procession of people doing some sort of like ritualistic honoring the dead thing, right? Families somberly walk through the town, they build altars and pray, clean the tombs and clutch rosaries and speak of better days. So, you know, it's the standard thing, like making tributes and prayers, and from the edge of the island they ferry back to the shore, they climb under their covers and pray a little more. And so you have all these people who miss the dead and maybe praying about seeing them again, and it goes awry because the dead in fact rise. The living seem rather, well, dead. Boom, dum, dum, dum. Is such a good transition point in this song, because it immediately is like, ooh, that's not quite as creepy. This is leading into the smooth jazz, and then the, oh yeah. Feels like Richard Cheese just took over. This song, naturally, gives me big Corpse Bride energy. And, like, there's a whole bit in Corpse Bride. I don't remember what song they're singing, but there's a whole bit where, like, the undead people are, like, messing with all the people in town. That's very much what this song makes me think of. But particularly this kind of jazzy part makes me think of Remains of the Day from Corpse Bride. Let me tell you a story, make a skeleton cry, about a very own jubiliciously lovely Corpse Bride. That song. Die, die, we all pass away. And so you get, the sun is down, the earth shakes, the wind doth howl, and I'm making moves all across the park, we're stirring in the dark. The caskets squeak, the trees wheeze, the crypts all creak, and toes sepulchered for months and months in dust are wiggling off their crust. Shed your shrouds, slip your fingertips through the ground, get those catacombs open, I'm hoping you'll join us, everybody come on out, yeah. So yeah, it becomes very much from the perspective of the zombies, right? I'm making moves all across the park, we're stirring in the dark, right? The caskets squeak, the trees wheeze, the crypts all creak, and toes sepulchred. That line is kind of a tongue twister. Caskets squeak, trees wheeze, crypts creak, toes sepulchred. It's a hard one, especially with the word sepulcher in there. But just talking about like the sounds of a graveyard when the people are starting to rise up, right? Wiggling off their crust is kind of silly as well. Shed your shroud, slip your fingertips through the ground, get those catacombs open, I'm hoping you'll join us. Like it very much sounds like a ringmaster calling out to the people to come out in a circus or something like that. Or even just like, especially because the first line of the chorus is what a lovely, lovely night, right? It's almost like fucking Johnny Carson or something, like late night talk show, like, you know, we got a lovely lineup for you, we got these zombies coming out here. That's apparently my Johnny Carson. I never watched. I'm too young for Johnny Carson. Maybe I should be more confident in Stephen Colbert. But like, you get what I mean. Like it's like he's calling out the special guests or something. Everybody, come on out, you know. So then the chorus is, what a lovely, lovely night for a drink and a parade. We'll dance until the morning light. This town should be afraid. What a lovely, lovely night for a drink and a parade. We'll dance until the morning light. This town should be afraid. I love this. I mean, again, this is very theatrical, right? But it's just very simple. Just saying like, you know, we're gonna have fun and all the living people are going to be afraid. And then part 3 is where it becomes real Tim Burton, Henry Selick-y. Candied pumpkin, sweet egg bread. Like it really feels like a Halloween movie, you know. But yeah, candied pumpkin, sweet egg bread. We love rising from the dead. Carpals, tarsals, vertebrae. That's us clicking on parade. I move without any muscles. My skull's a cavernous hull. Tendons are made for pulling, my friend. I don't need them at all. Mescal in our mandibles and porridge in our ribs. Their prospects are looking quite grim. Yeah, so candied pumpkin sweet egg bread very much feels like just calling to mind Halloween snacks or something, right? Or traditional Halloween food. We love rising from the dead. Carpals, tarsals, vertebrae, those are all just bones. That's us clicking on parades, the sounds of all their bones clicking together. I move without any muscles, my skull's a cavernous hull. I mean, the skeleton's all that's left of them, right? Tendons are made for pulling, my friend, I don't need them at all. That's the part that gets stuck in my head because of the way it's delivered. The tendons are made for pulling, my friend, I don't need them at all. And then mescal in our mandibles is an interesting line, implying maybe that this is specifically about Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead in Mexico, right? Which would make sense given the ritual of all the people going out to pay homage and then this happening, right? Their prospects are looking quite grim. And then it turns into a metal song because it goes, their prospects are looking quite grim. And the drums come in the boom, ba-da-ba-da-bum. And then I love that change up because it doesn't change the tune, it just changes the instrumentation and suddenly it feels very different. Board the mariposas now. So again, Spanish word there. Mariposa is the Spanish for butterfly, but it's also been the name of various boats throughout the years. So it's probably a reference to that, given that they have to come off this island to go back to the mainland. Board the mariposas now. Set sail for the quivering light ahead. We're descending on the town. The living we're scaring, nightmaring in fright. They've waited forever to bring us together. We'll finally wake them up tonight. So, yeah, just talking about going over to the town, scaring the shit out of the living. I love the living, we're scaring, nightmaring in fright. And then you get this other chorus here, which feels like a sea shanty, which makes sense because they're going on the water. It feels very piratey, this part. It's got this organ, and it's yakta haty yakety hum, devil is happy to say, heaven is having a hell of a time, skeletons on parade. Yakta haty yakety hum, devil is happy to say, heaven is having a hell of a time, skeletons on parade. So yakta haty yakety hum is just very much like the thing you hear in like stereotypical folk songs where they just make up something to rhyme. There's that Tom Lehrer song about a maid, I'll sing a song, sing rickety-tickety-tin. About a maid, I'll sing a song who didn't have her family long. Not only did she do them wrong, she did every one of them in. Just like making up little like noises and rhymes to fit into a shanty sort of sound, you know? So yeah, I love the devil is happy to say heaven is having a hell of a time. So mentioning heaven and hell in the same line and mentioning the devil, like, you know, all the undead coming back and messing with the afterlife, I guess. Skeletons on parade, and there's the title drop. Flee the mausolea, fly sarcophagi. That's hard to read. Flee the mausolea, fly sarcophagi. Pandemon in the plaza, tibia fibia phi. You ligamentary lifers, you fractured foolish plight. Pluck yourself from your grave site. So this verse feels really weird, but it's mausolea as plural of mausoleum. I don't know if that's correct, but it might be. Fly sarcophagi, so sarcophagi, plural of sarcophagus. Pandemon in the plaza, pandemonium, presumably, which again is a reference to hell. Tibia fibia phi, again tibia fibia are bones. That's like fee fi fo fum almost. You ligamentary lifers, you meatbag. Your fractured foolish plight, pluck unfuck yourself from your grave site. So again, it's just this call to action of like, let's get out there and fuck with the humans. And then you get the yuck to hey de yuckity hum chorus again, and then it becomes yuck to hey de yuck, hey, devil is happy to say, ho, yuck to hey de yuck, hey, no one gets away. And then it ends with the heaven is having a hell of a time skeletons on parade. So it's just them all sailing over, ready to fuck with the living. Again, big Corpse Bride energy, you know. And then the outro is very distant voice saying, good night all my children, now you must lay down your heads. You wouldn't want the sun to catch you missing from your beds. So this is actually a reference to the hidden track on the album called Skeleton's Lullaby. And you can go listen to it now if you want. I'll link it down below. But I'm going to talk about it more tomorrow because it's actually the hidden track after the song Safe in the Dark from the same album, which I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. So you can listen to it whenever you want. It's only tangentially related to this song, really, except that it mentions... Well, it doesn't even mention skeletons in the song, I don't think. It just mentions it in the title. Anyway, that's how the song ends, which I really enjoy. And yeah, no, just a great song. Just so much fun, you know. Such a great Halloween song because it's spooky, but it's also really over the top and you can really get into singing it. And like I say, I get it stuck on my head a lot, so it does its job, you know. That's going to be pretty much about this one. That's going to be pretty much it about this one. Like I said, I'm going to be talking about Safe in the Dark tomorrow and briefly Skeleton's Lullaby. So look forward to that. Until then, thank you so much for listening. Please hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Tell other people about this show. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
Break it down.
Everybody coming out, yeah. Yeah. Ha ha. Noah. Yeah, yeah. Are the outtakes just going to be me doing James Hetfield noises? Who knows? No. I moved without any muscles my scun. So board the Mariposas now, set sail for the quibbling?